If it's Wednesday, it's Hump Day Hangover. Greetings everyone, I'm Bart, and a big happy holidays to everyone that's joining me this week. This week's story is the day I got goosebumps. But I want you to also hang around to the very end because I have a real special announcement I'm going to make at the very end. So let's get on with it. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, or how about some eggnog? And let's get started. This is Hump Day Hangover. Today's story, The Day I Got Goosebumps, is a true story by Anitha, and it's a perfect story for the holiday season and the way to end the year. You see, the story took place on a Friday, November 17th, and Anitha was getting ready for school, the end of the week, just like it always was for her, and she went to school like it was a normal day, knowing that that evening she was going out to eat dinner. But there was this boy in school by the name of Nathan. He was in her band and Spanish and math class, and little did she know that she was in the shock for her life this day. Because you see, she never really liked Nathan much since he was always a slowpoke, and Nathan didn't have any friends, and he always sat alone at the lunch table with his phone listening to music, and people walked past him and didn't seem to care. They just ignored him. And in class, whenever he was asked a question, he always took longer than normal to answer, and when he got the answer wrong, people would laugh. Anitha didn't know why, but she didn't care enough to know really the story about Nathan or try to get to know Nathan. But on this Friday, she walked into band class and was ready to play her flute. And Mr. Kohler, the band director, began the class. They played music for a little while, and then he asked everyone to tune their instruments. And that's when Anitha saw Nathan. He was walking around as usual, looking for something, which is nothing surprising about that. He does it in every class. He doesn't just sit the whole class period. He walks around looking for a Kleenex or maybe a new reed for his instrument. He plays the clarinet. Mr. Kohler asked a question to the class. He asked, "Who in here can tell me what note is being played just by hearing it?" And no one raised their hand except for Nathan. And the moment she saw him raise his hand, she laughed, but not out loud. She thought he couldn't do anything properly. How could he possibly guess the note when the pitch is played? Mr. Kohler even laughed a little and then told Nathan, "Come here, buddy." Nathan stood in front of the class. Mr. Kohler had a tuner and he played a pitch. He asked Nathan to guess the pitch. E flat. Mr. Kohler said, "Okay, good," and played another pitch. F sharp. You could have heard a pin drop. The entire class went silent. Mr. Kohler challenged Nathan by playing two pitches at the same time. C and B flat. Mr. Kohler then played three pitches. G, A flat, and E sharp. "Good job," Mr. Kohler said. Now go back to your seat." At that moment, Anitha got goosebumps. How did he do that, she asked herself. He guessed all the pitches correctly. That day she realized she shouldn't judge someone based on the little things she sees. She needs to see the great things people do. From that day on, she had a very different opinion of Nathan. She forgot all the things he was bad at and focused on the things he was good at. Whenever she saw him, she would say to herself, "That's the guy that impressed me. That's the guy who is musically talented." And the point of this story is to ask yourself, how many times do you see someone based on the bad things they do, and you miss all the great things they do? Because isn't this the time of the year, as we begin to end 2018 and start 2019, that we really should focus on greatness? The greatness within us and the greatness within others. Think about Anitha and think about Nathan. And the next time you hear a song come on the radio or you play it on your iTunes, just know that Nathan can tell you the pitches that are being played. Take a quick look at our journaling activities for this week. As always, start out asking yourself to list the wins. List the wins you celebrated this week, and hopefully you had many. And ask yourself, who is someone you know that you misjudged initially? What about them changed your opinion? Then ask yourself, have you ever been misjudged? When? And how did you feel? And how important is it not to judge, but rather see the unique strengths one has to offer? In this week's bartism, right there in line with Nathan, bartism is every single person on the planet has a story. Don't judge people before you know them. The truth might surprise you. And don't forget that gratitude list lists 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. And as always, today's lesson comes from my best-selling book, My Moment to Succeed. Go out to my website, gogetbart.com. Out there you will find a link out to Amazon where you can order the book. And of course, this week's mantra, right there with music. When you feel sad, dance. And dance to your own music. Now, I mentioned at the top of the episode that I had a real special announcement. And here it is. This is the end of 2018, and today is the last episode of Hump Day Hangover. Because in 2019, we're starting a whole new series. And that new series is going to be entitled, And Now You Know What Happened Next. And what I plan to do throughout the year is tell different stories of people that you know, household names, but you don't know their backstory. You don't know what took place before they became the person that you know them as today. So be on the lookout for it. Hit that subscribe button below. Click the bell next to it to receive my notifications. And again, thank you for spending a few moments with me. Go out to my website, gogetbart.com. Across the bottom, you'll see the links to all my social media. Be sure and follow me out there. And of course, visit the Success Store. And remember, what comes to mind when someone mentions your name? That is your brand. So until 2019, have a great rest of this year, and come back next year and learn. And now you know what happened next. Ciao!